Hello and welcome back to another episode of Bioshock on Nyxus Gaming. We are here for another little Nyxus guide, and today we are going to be going over the research that you can do in the game on the various enemies and what rewards you can get from it, and also what can make it easier on you. Now, to start off with your research, you're going to need the research camera. This is a required pickup. You have to get this item to progress the story, but in case you're somehow having trouble with the arrow that points you directly to it when you need it, it is in the second major level, Neptune's Bounty, and it's going to be in the upper wharf in the interrogation room, over on the left section of the map there where the Wharf Master area is. Now you'll just walk into this room and there it is on the desk there. Before I pick it up, I'm going to go over a few things. Basically how this thing works is it is a camera, you take pictures with it, and that does use up film. Just like a gun uses ammo, this thing uses film as its ammo, so you can buy more film for it from the shops and stuff. But each picture you take will add a certain amount of research points to the enemy you took a picture of. For example, after you pick this up, you're going to have to go take 3 pictures of 3 different spider splicers. Now, there are various rewards you can get from hitting different levels of research. There are 5 levels of research for everything that you can take a picture of. And usually when you first take a picture of a new enemy, it will automatically bring you up to the first level of research. As you go further in your research to get to the higher levels of it, you will need more and more pictures and more research points in order to get to the next level. There are a few things that you can do to increase the amount of research points that you get, though. Basically, you want to take good pictures. So if an enemy like this one is front and center of the picture, he's not dead or anything, that would be a good picture. You can get a couple of bonuses as well. If he is in the middle of combat, you will get an action bonus. If there are multiple enemies in the picture, you will get a multiple actor bonus as well. And then, of course, there are some things that can get you less research points as well. If you have already taken a picture of the subject, then you will get less points from it. More specifically, if you've already taken a picture of this enemy and you take a second picture, then the second picture will get half of the original score. Not the original score, but half of the score that it would get from that picture. And then, of course, if the target is friendly for you, such as a turret or something that you hacked, or a big daddy that you hypnotized, or if it is dead or too far out of frame, then you just won't take a picture. You won't get any research points for it. So it's very important that you try and maximize your research points. Try and take the best pictures you can. Before we get into the rewards and the perks and the tonics that you can get from doing this research, remember every enemy has 5 levels, and you will get a special reward for 2 of those levels every time. Before we get into all that, I want to pick this up, and we're going to go after a few tonics throughout the game that will make your research a lot more easier. So the first tonic that you'll probably want to try and grab to increase your research score is actually going to be from these Rosie Big Daddies here, and you're going to research them in order to get the tonic. Now, I'm mentioning this, it's Photographer's Eye 2, and I'm mentioning 2 before the first one because it is technically available earlier if you put the work into it. If you can research these Rosies up to research level 2, you'll get access to Photographer's Eye 2. And when you equip that, it will increase all of your research scores by 15%. Even better, it is stackable with the first Photographer's Eye, which we'll be going over next. You actually get it in the next, in a few levels after this. There's a small level after this. And then you'll go into the area where you can get Photographer's Eye 1. But like I said, if you put in a little bit of work to research these guys up to level 2 early on, your research will definitely benefit from it from then on. The first photographer's eye can be found in the farmer's market when you get sent into the winery over here. In order to get all the distilled water, you're going to head into the basement. And the first photographer's eye, if you crouch to the right here across from this body, down into this hole, you can find it right here on the ground. And all this one does compared to the second one is it only gives a 10% bonus to your research score. But remember what I said, these do stack, so you can put both of them on, and you can get a 25% research score bonus. So if you're looking to knock out your research quickly early in the game, it's definitely worth picking up both of these to get it done faster. These next two tonics don't necessarily help you research faster, but they are related to the research, so I want to go over them anyway. This is damage research here. It can be found in the lower workshops of Hephaestus, and it's going to be right next to where you find the bomb that you got to case or finish. The EMP bomb casing that you got to finish building. It's going to be found right next to there, and all it's going to do is it's going to improve the damage bonuses that you get from all your research, and I believe it is going to improve the bonus by about 30%. So this is really useful after you're done researching everything and you already get the damage bonus against everything. This is just going to improve that bonus. And there's a second one that we're also going to go for. And damage research 2, the final tonic on our list, is found all the way here in Point Prometheus in the Mendel family library. You'll find it right next to the pair of Big Daddy shoes that you gotta get in the main story. And there it is, sitting right there. Instead of a 30% damage boost to the research bonus, this one gives you a 60% percentage bonus to the damage research that you get. I do not know if they stack. I would say they probably don't, because that would be a combined 90%, and that just seems a little bit overpowered to me. But who knows, I might be completely wrong, but there it is if you want to try it. Now let's get to the good part. What all are you gonna gain from researching all of these things in the game? Well, for the most part, I say for the most part, it's everything that you research will have 5 levels of research. Now, as I said before, the first picture you take of something will almost always immediately get you that first level of research. The rest of the levels will come slower and slower and generally need more and more research to get through. There are ways you can boost that. I've already gone over them earlier when getting the research camera. But what I want to point out here is that a general rule of thumb is the first level of research will always give you a 10% damage bonus against that target. The third research level will always increase that damage to a 25% chance. And the fifth and final research level will always increase that to a 45% chance. Your only exception for that rule is the little sister. When you research these, you will of course have the 5 levels of research, but every level of research you get will boost your maximum health by 8 and your Eve by 12. It will not give you a damage boost against them because you don't fight them, you rescue or harvest them, and you don't get any tonics or anything from them. All you get from them is the Eve and health upgrades. Thuggish Splicers are the first enemy that you will encounter in the game and be able to fight on your own. As such, they are also one of the most basic. They are basically any splicer you come across that will be running at you with a melee weapon, as this one is here. Now, whenever you get to research level 2 on these guys, you will unlock the Sports Boost tonic, which when equipped will boost your movement speed by 2.22% and your wrench swing speed by 25%. Conveniently enough, if you get their research to level 4, you can get Sports Boost 2, which doubles the bonuses of Sports Boost 1. You will get 4.44% movement speed and 50% wrench swing speed. Leadhead splicers are going to be the next type of splicer you come across in the game, and are basically any splicer that starts shooting at you with a gun. Now, they are probably going to be the most common splicer you come across in the game, so don't worry too much about getting your research for them. You should have it done quick and easy. When you get to research level 2, you're going to unlock the Scrounger tonic, and when equipped, this will allow you to search containers a second time for different loot. That doesn't mean you get to loot them twice, but it means if you don't like the loot that comes up the first time, you can re-roll it for different loot. At research level 4, you will get the Static Discharge 2 tonic, which basically, when any enemy hits you, you will release a shockwave of static electricity that does 30 damage to anyone engulfed in it and has a 15% chance of shocking the target. Much like Electro Bolts. What is the next step up from guns? Well, that is obviously explosives, and those are used by your local Nitro splicers. They are the next level up of splicers that you will come across, and there are any splicers here that throw explosives at you, obviously. Now, you don't get any tonics from researching these guys, unlike the previous 2 splicers we researched, but instead, at research level 2, you will get a permanent 15% chance that some of the explosives they throw will just be duds and not explode at all. And funnily enough, if you increase that research to level 4, then that 15% chance turns into a 35% chance. That means at level 4 research, every 1 in 3 grenades that they throw at you should theoretically be a dud. Unlike that one. Spider splicers are probably one of the creepiest enemies in the game, in my opinion. They have these hooks on their hands there, and they tend to crawl all over the ceilings and jump down at you and lunge at you, and overall, I'm just not totally a fan of them. They are the only enemy in the game that you're required to do a little bit of research on, as they serve as the tutorial basically, for the research camera itself. You have to get 3 pictures of them in Neptune's bounty, and usually you'll get up to about level 2 on that, which is actually really good, because their research level 2 will make it to where their organs can be used as first aid kits. So kill one of these guys and just eat their heart or something, and you will heal up. Kind of creepy when you put it that way, but trust me, it is definitely useful to have in the game. Their level 4 research will grant you access to the Extra Nutrition 3 tonic, I believe. Yeah, Extra Nutrition 3. And what that does is whenever you pick up random food and stuff on the ground, it will heal you for a larger amount than usual, and it's the 3rd in that line, so it's definitely a large amount, so that's really useful too. Researching these guys can definitely help keep you alive for longer, just because of those 2 perks. Houdini splicers are the final type of splicer that you will come across in the game, and they are, well, they're Houdinis, they're magicians. They will teleport around you and throw fireballs at you, and can definitely pose a threat if you aren't ready for them. So it's important to get the research up and do more damage to them. Now at research level 2, these guys will give you access to the Natural Camouflage tonic, which makes it to where when you are standing perfectly still, you will become invisible. You can't shoot any weapons or anything. You can look around while you're invisible, and you can loot stuff, but the moment you move or jump or shoot a weapon, you will become visible again. So it's good for just taking a quick breather during combat if you need it. At research level 4, these things become easier because it will be easier to tell where they are teleporting to. So basically, I think you get like a little marker at the next location that they're going to appear at. So you can run up and destroy them as they teleport. If you're a seasoned player, though, it doesn't matter too much because you kind of get a feel for where they're going to teleport, where their smoke's going. So it's not a major thing, but it definitely does help. You don't just research living things, though. You can also research a few of the security measures around Bioshock, including a security bot like this one here. Now, when you reach research level 2 with this thing, you will get access to the the security expert tonic. And when the security expert tonic is equipped, whenever you're hacking something, it will basically have a chance to remove up to 2 overload tiles, 2 alarm tiles, and 1 acceleration tile. It will also add in 1 resistor tile, and also the flow speed of the weird liquid in the hacking. That'll go twice as slow whenever you have it equipped. So if you're hacking a lot, you might want to get that tonic, especially in later game when you have a lot of overload and alarm tiles. If you get this thing to level 4 in its research, then you will no longer have to play that hacking minigame when you're hacking one of these. It will just instantly hack and become your friend. How delightful. You can also research turrets. It doesn't matter what type of turret, whether it's a rocket turret or a machine gun turret like that one, they will all provide the same research, and they don't give you a tonic whenever you research them, unlike the other things you research. Instead, at level 2 for these things, you will gain the ability to find twice as many auto rounds on them whenever you destroy them. And once again, at level 4, just like the security bot, whenever you hack them after research level 4, they will just instantly become your friend and automatically, with no hacking minigame required. You can even research security cameras as well. Now, when you research these things, again, you don't get a tonic or anything, but if you hit level 2 on the research, it will actually help you further your research in other things. Because, you know, the research camera, it does take an ammo of sorts, it takes film, but if you hit research level 2 for the security camera, then you gain the ability to find twice as much film on destroyed cameras like this one. And then if you reach level 4, this time, instead of becoming an instant friend to you like the turret and the security bot, level 4 research for the security camera will just reduce the flow speed on any camera when you are hacking it, as in it will be harder for you to fail hacking one of these cameras. But honestly, I would definitely at least get level 2. That way you're getting more film from these things and you don't have to buy so much. As the biggest enemies in the game, the biggest and the baddest, you're definitely going to want to research your big daddies as much as possible. They are divided into 2 types, the bouncer and the Rosie. And we're going to start with the bouncers here. The bouncers are any big daddies that have the drill on their right arm, and you'll mostly be dealing with them through the first half of the game. Researching these guys is essential for any wrench build you might want to do. When you get to research level 2 with them, you get access to the wrench jockey tonic. And when you equip that, your wrench does an additional 350% damage to it. Which I don't think I need to tell you, that's a lot of damage. To further it, if you get to level 4 research with them, then without even having a tonic equipped, your wrench just automatically does 50% more damage. So getting research on these things will boost your wrench damage a lot. I might have been a little bit wrong. The Rosie Big Daddies show up a bit earlier into the game than I realized. I found this one as early as Neptune's Bounty, the second major level in the game. There are any Big Daddies that actually carry around their rivet gun there. I think I'm ticking this one off a little bit. These things, I already went over the tonic that they provide access to earlier, but I'll go over it again. At Research Level 2, these things will give you access to the Photographer's Eye 2 tonic, which again is vital for any research you're doing. If you equip the Photographer's Eye 2, then any photos that you take will automatically have a 15% higher score on them, so you can level them up faster. So definitely important for research. If you're an inventor, you can get the research up to level 4, and then on their corpses, they will always have a chance for rarer ingredients on them. I don't really do a lot of inventing in this game, but I can see where that would definitely be handy, getting rarer ingredients to invent stuff. And there we have it. I believe that is everything I could possibly go over about research in this game. It is probably one of my least favorite parts of the game to actually have to go through and do. And I'm sure there are a lot of people like me that don't want to take the time to do it and find it such a drag, but I hope this guide helps make it just a little bit more bearable for you. Despite not liking it, I do think it is an integral part of the game, and it will help you out so much just damaging enemies and getting through it and having all these new tonics that you can use. I did do this video like just one straight playthrough, so a lot of it right now, as of recording it, is out of order. I'm going to do my best to edit it together in a much better order, but if things sound weird, if I repeat myself, I kept that in mind as I was recording, so hopefully it's not too repetitive. But yeah, I think that'll conclude today's episode. Next week, we will have our final Bioshock guide on the director's commentaries and where to find them. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see you then. Bye-bye!